Welcome back to Blogs for Beginners. Today we have the Mutant Scientist, and that is in reference to Beast, who's going to be the next newest character. Beast seems a little weird for me. I'm not exactly sure where he's going to kind of find his place yet. So the biggest thing is that obviously he's going to go with XMen, and it sounds like he's going to be good at kind of keeping them alive and sustaining them, so maybe like raids and things and campaign missions, challenges. But for newer players, unless you bought the X-Men beginner pack, you don't have like Colossus and Cyclops probably. Even some of the other ones are a little bit tougher to get, like Storm. So that seems a little bit weird for me as like a kind of mid-tier raid team or something like that. And then his other thing is this passive is going to allow you to 3-star battles when you have Phoenix, but no one has Phoenix as a beginner either. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure about that part of Beast. And then even for endgame players, most people already have these things 3-starred. It's not because of Phoenix that they don't have them 3-starred. So, still a little bit unsure where Beast is going to fit in. One thing I have heard is that maybe this could be for the ISO 8 campaign. Which we have no idea what that's going to look like. We have no idea when that's going to unlock, how hard it's going to be, if there's going to be restrictions or anything like that. So I think that is probably the best thing I've heard and makes a lot of sense, is that he could be used for those ISO 8 campaign. But overall, not exactly sure outside of that how useful he's going to be. But the other side of that is that he does seem like he could have just a potentially strong kit, and so maybe he'll be good outside of a X-Men / Phoenix team. So we'll have to kind of see as we learn more about his kit and people get him unlocked and playtest him, but maybe he's just going to be good enough that he can kind of just work as like a 5th character on teams that don't necessarily have like a good sustain healer support type character. So we'll see. I'm not super excited about him yet, but he's a really popular character, so hopefully he ends up finding a good place for new people as well. And then next, this is really cool to me, Blob is coming to the arena store. We already got Toad, and he's in a pretty easy store as well, so both of them are going to be fairly quick farms now, and just makes the Magneto unlock and just rank up for Magneto a lot easier. In general, the arena store is a pretty quick farm. I mean, Juggernaut's already there, so now there's 2 arena store farms, but it's still probably faster than a node is. So I think that's pretty cool, and Brotherhood 2.0 is going to get really strong really fast when people get these characters ranked up. Next we got Fury coming back. I don't love Fury for new players. In particular, you have to work on both your Kree team and then your Shield team. And then on top of that, they're mostly good as a war defense team, and you probably don't have Coulson if you're a new player. He's pretty hard to unlock. He requires 180 shards to unlock, I believe, and just there's a lot of better characters than Fury now, and so but he still is very strong. He's very helpful for different campaigns and things like that. So definitely congratulations if you are getting him. When people say he's not that good, he's still one of the top characters in the game. He's just not as good as some of the other legendaries. Next week we have 2 different blitzes, and they're very, very different from each other. We have Yondu, who's basically useless. Some people do use him for the Star-Lord unlock, so I could see pushing a little bit if you plan to use Yondu for that. I don't necessarily recommend Yondu since he is has 1 node. If you read old guides, you might see people using Yondu more because Yondu used to have 2 nodes, so he used to be double as fast to farm. But either way, if you are planning on using Yondu for the Star-Lord event, this is great. Definitely push a little bit and get those shards so you don't have to farm as much or use cores to refresh his node or anything like that. But outside of the Star-Lord unlock, Yondu is not super helpful. He might look like he could be good because he has a bunch of useful tags. He's got like the Villain Cosmic Mystic tag. So at first glance, it looks like, oh, maybe I could power up Yondu and be good for all of my campaigns. But in general, there's just better characters. Like Asgardians and Supernatural and stuff like that, so I don't recommend putting too many resources into Yondu at this point. And then we got X-23, which seems like we've been kind of waiting on her for a little bit since her original offers were back, and we've had some of the other X-Force, but this is definitely exciting since it's going to fill out the X-Force team. A lot of people think she'll be the most useful outside of the team, so I'm curious to see what happens as people kind of get her leveled up, if she'll be used on like raid teams or find a home in arena or anything like that. So We'll see about that, but as far as we know right now, they're mostly an Alliance War team, so that's not going to be super helpful for beginners or anything like that. But she seems really cool. I've used her a little bit in PvP, and she definitely seems really strong and puts out a decent amount of damage, so definitely an exciting character. And then as usual, we have some ×2 character shard node farming coming up. Both of these, I wouldn't go out of your way to farm them unless you're already farming them. Most of these mercs aren't too good unless you have Taskmaster. And I don't think the event is really worth pushing too hard on. If you're close to the next star level like usual, it could be worth farming them a little bit, but I just don't think these flash events are worth diverting too much of your time and resources. And then same thing with the Fury. I wouldn't go out of your way just to farm Kree just because this event's coming around. But if you happen to be farming them, that's great. So definitely take advantage of it. And alright, that's it for this week. There was just a little bit of info this week, and we'll see as we find out more about Beast. Hopefully he'll be good. In general, new characters are strong, so I think he'll probably find a place, and maybe that's just going to be the ASO 8 campaign, but we just won't know until we get a little bit more information. So, alright, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend.